Hello there. Welcome and welcome back to the Whole Bucket and some continuing work on Defemorember. Today I made some masterboards, 2 to be exact, out of ginger scraps and some stamping, as you can see. And I actually filmed it, but then my computer crashed and had a bit of a temper tantrum and said if I continued to attempt filming prior to cleaning up my disaster files, my disastrous amount of files on my hard drive, that it would go on strike. So to avoid my computer going on strike, I had to stop what I was doing and clean up and rearrange stuff on my computer. Not something I had on my to-do list. Well, I mean, I did, but I thought, months from now would be great. Yipes, man. Anyway, I ended up with these 2 master boards, and we're going to cut them up and turn them into things that are needed in the Defemorember book. I can't get my whole cutting board in. Well, I can, but only if I move my camera way out there and partway off my desk. That's all right. We're going to cut this up pretty quick anyway. So I made a list. All of those are cards that I'm going to be adding to the book. And I'm not going to look at my board. Neither one of them. I'm going to turn them upside down. I'm not going to peek where I'm cutting. I'm just going to cut. And there's a bunch of really tiny ones. So I guess I'm going to start with the biggest ones. We need a 5x7. The only thing I did do... Oh, you know what? Rather than have to cut these again, I'm going to do something different. All right, I'm sorry about that. We'll cut those in just a second. Let me pull down a couple of sheets of tea-dyed paper. And let's line these on the back with tea-dyed paper first. That way, they will be already backed. They're not done. They don't have focal points or sentiments. They might end up with tabs or ribbons or who knows what, right? But this is at least the next step. Ugh. Okay. Yikes. I bought some new cardstock and I ordered it. It wasn't something I recognized, and I am sorry I did, because it is, you can see it warping. It's just warping from my glue stick, which, I mean, it can happen, right? But mostly if I'm just using light paper. It doesn't usually happen with cardstock, so I'm blaming the cardstock, because it's the thing that's different right now. And it's called Ultra Bright or Super Bright or Max Bright or something that implied it was bright white. The brightest white. And it's yellow. I have an ivory paper that is brighter white than this cardstock is. So, not thrilled at all. Alright, let's set that one aside. Let it dry for a minute anyway. And do this one. Guess top and bottom doesn't matter right now, does it? The only thing that really matters with these is that the orientation stays correct. That's why I did the measurements consistently, and I did both boards horizontally. Landscape rather than portrait. Yipes. Alright. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. already glued. Good grief, man. What would life be if my hands weren't gluey and dyed some color or another? Boring, I suppose. That's where my life would be. Okay. Give me that. Oh, silly girl. Let me grab this particular bone folder. I like this one for smoothing out wrinkly stuff. It's got nice wide flat edges that are pretty good at that. I can hear as I'm going over it that there are pockets of air. So these will require some more gluing once they're all cut. That's all right. Okay. So let's pull that back out. There we go. Again, turn it upside down. We need a 5x7 to start with. And I can't, there. I don't know that you need to see that I'm following my own numbers, but in case you feel like you need to see it, there we go. There's a 5x7. Then this little piece I'm going to turn back so I know that the orientation goes that way. So this is really short. Do I have anything that's that short? Can I have this, Sunny? Thank you very much. How short is this? This is about 1.5 inches. Excuse me, lady. About 1.5 inches tall. And look, there is a card I need that is only 1.5 inches tall, and it is 1.75 inches wide. So we can get that card out of that little piece. Let's mark these off. So we got this 5x7 one, and we got this 1.75 by 1.5 one. Did I just do that wrong? No. So it's 1.5 inches tall. I don't have anything else that small, so I'm just going to set that piece aside. I am sure we'll find something to do with it. Then my next smallest size is 4.5 inches wide. And I need it 5.5 inches tall. The funny thing is, I didn't write where these go in the book. So I hope I know where they end up going. So this is now, how tall is this? This is just over 3 inches. So we could call this 3 inches tall. The closest I see is this one right here at 2.75, but it's only 1 3/4 inches. So let's do 2.75. Actually, I'll cut this end off. I'm not sure why, I just will. I mean, I know why I'm doing it, to keep the, so the bottom has the dark edge of the tea dyeing. So now this is 3 inches tall, or 2.7 inches tall, and I need 1 3/4 inches wide of that. There's that one. Then I have a 2.5. Whoops, this way again. 2.5. Then we'll put this strip over here and this strip over here, and 2.5 by 1 1/4. That's a little one. Or 2, so up to 2 inches for this one. Oh, I know where this one goes too. Yay! I'll know where one card goes. All right, let's go ahead and put that one over there, and I will cross that off. There's a few other big ones in here that I didn't get, so let's pull out the other board. Oh wait, we can do some more little ones with this first, I guess. So this is about 1.5. Ooh, let's see. I have a bunch that are, oh, there's a couple that are 1.5 or up to 1.5. So one is 1.5 by 2 1/4. And one is 1.5. Oh, I need 2 of those. Okay. Okay, 1.5 by 2 1/4 again. And then 1.5 by 1 3/4. So that takes care of all 3 of those. And then we got a little chunk left over that is 1.5 by 2 1/4. Well, it might be able to be this 1 by 2.5, but I'm not sure. So we're going to skip that for now and move on to the other big pieces. So let's get this on the board the right way and start with the biggest pieces again. So first of all, let's do 2 1/4 by 8. So that's a pretty long skinny piece. We're going to go 2 1/4. And then chop it off at 8 inches. That's that one. Then we have a, is that, am I still doing this the right way? I am. Then let's do the 4.5 by 5.5. Or no, let's do the 5. I need a 5. I just did that wrong. Yep, I sure did. That's supposed to be 3.5 by 5. Is there a 5 anywhere? There is not. Only 4.5. So first let's check this. Nope, it's too small. I'm going to chop off 1/2 inch. What a waste. Watch, the rest are just wrecked by 1/2 inch. Okay, so now it is 4.5 and I need it 5.5 inches tall. And now this one is 4.5 by 5.5. That's that one. Yeah, look, I totally wrecked that. I wrecked 2 of them. Oh well, I'll get those somewhere else. Anyways, let's see what else we got. 4.5. No, nothing. All right, I'm going to chop this down to 3.5. Which is kind of cool because now I have this 1-inch strip, and there's a 1 by 2.25, 2.5 that I need. A 1 by 2.5 right there. I don't usually do this. This is awkward, kind of fun, but a little awkward. And then this is now 3.5. Oh, good grief. I've done it wrong again. Oh, feeling dyslexic this evening. I keep switching the numbers in my head somehow. So, how tall is this? It's slightly over 3, so that's not going to work for that or that or that. So I can trim this down to 2.25. I can trim this down to 2.25. Now it's 2.25 wide, and how tall do I need it? 1.75. So now this one is 2.25 by 1.25. Okay, I just did this one. This one is not big enough for any of that. That's the wrong size for any of that. What is this? This one is 1.25 by 3. So I can do this one at 0.75. This one is 0.75. Oh my. Okay, 0.75 by 2, and I need 2 of those. Well, that's funny. That is a tiny little card. Look how skinny that little card is. Is this one already 0.75? Yeah, it is. Is it by any chance 2 inches? It's got a little extra. We can trim that one. There we go. There's those 2. Okay, that's those 2 right there. And then we need 2.5 or 3.5. So we have a 3.5 by 5. So let's trim this first. And we'll cut 5 inches off of it. And then I need it at 2.5. I'm not going to have enough for this, whatever this is, because I need 2 of each of these. But I need a 2.5 by 3.5. Oh, I know what this one is. So 2.5 by 3.5. And we'll trim that little thing off. So now we have a whole bunch of cards and some little extra bits. And let's see where they're going to go in the journal. We'll decorate them next, but I wanted to show you how I cut them without peeking. And then I'll show you what we end up with, because it's kind of fun. So let's pull the journal over. I have a clamp on it right now because I've been sturdying up the spine a bit. So first things first, let's put the stuff in. It's hardly a journal if it doesn't have stuff. I have put dividers in, as you'll be able to see when I do this. These are divided by season of the year. So I did 2 pages, or 2 sections, 4 pages for each season of the year. And then there's an extra section at the back that I haven't done anything with yet. Oh my, there we go. Okay, this one is not behaving. We're going to have to do these one at a time. All right. Good, good, good. Okay, so first off, let's pull in a little bit. There we go. And the first thing that's going to go in here is, I think, this great big card goes right here. Look at how cool that is. That's going to be fun to decorate. But that goes right in there. And then the super tall, skinny one goes right here. If I remember a handful of these, that might be all I need to make it all make sense. Uh-oh, that goes down way farther than I thought it would. I made an allowance for tape right here, but I guess I allowed too much. But anyways, this is going to go in there. Next, let's get into the book itself and see what we need. 4.5 by 5.5, I believe, is this one. And it goes right here. I want another card tucked behind this card for a nice layering bit. Nothing here or here. Oh, this is where a bunch of the little ones go. Oh, those super skinny ones go here. Some of these might get mixed up and might not matter. Wait a minute, what's this one? Am I sure this isn't the previous one? Four and a half by 5.5. 4.5 by 5.5. Well, yeah, I knew some would get mixed up. What's this one then? What are you then? Come here, you. 4.5 by 5.5. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I'm assuming I just didn't mark it off when I should have. Well, let's put that one there, and we'll save this one for something else, I guess. All right, back to where we were. Back to where we were. The super skinny. Oh, they're cute. The super skinny puppies go right here. Sunny, what's the matter? Those will tuck in right there. And then, what was this? Okay, that goes that way, so it's not that one. This I can't tell. This goes this way, so, oh, this could be that one, maybe. The 1 7/8 by 2 and 2.25 I didn't do. So I need one that is 2.25. No. Huh. Okay, well, this is already confusing. That's awfully close to that, so I'm going to assume that this one goes in here. So there. That one can go right there. And then what do we got right here? This one? Huh. That's the one that didn't get cut, actually. That's the one that didn't get cut. Okay, so we're going to turn the page. So those 3 went in there, and then the one that goes right here didn't get cut. Then I don't know what I'm doing with this page. I don't like it, but I don't know what I'm doing with it. And next is this page. So we got all kinds of goofy stuff going on here. This is one that changed sizes. So I think that's this one right here, because I made it 2 inches wide instead of 1 1/4. Because I don't mind it sticking out the side like that. Oh, I think that's a lot taller than I wanted, though. Yeah, I don't know if I wanted it that tall, but I can trim it later in any case. So that one's done. Then we got a bunch of three of the tall skinny ones. The 1-inch wide jobbers. So this one would go here. And then the other two I thought could be wider, so I think I did them at 1.5 inches. Except I seem to be running out of, I'm running out of cards way faster than I should be. Did I leave some in a page? Well, what the heck? Okay, well, I'm not sure what I did here. But these, this might be this one right here, because I wanted that one to stick out a bit too. And then this one is a lot shorter. Maybe that's the butterfly right there. Not too shabby. Okay, then this one we only got one card from, but I accidentally cut two of that other card, so I think we can replace it. But these each need a card in them. I know they already have the calling card from the Winter Elf Fairies. But they're going to have another card in there, a journaling card as well. Oh, come on, you can do it. Okay, it's just a hair too big and wrinkly, apparently. Let's glue this bit down. And then we can trim a tiny bit off one of the edges to get this thing to fit better. I don't know what I did with my finger blade, but this is usually where I want to use that, when I just try to trim a speck. Or my guillotine trimmer too, I suppose. Those work for tiny bits. And then I trimmed it off the wrong edge anyway. Were you screaming in your screen when you saw me doing that? Then I need to cut another one for right there. That one doesn't get one of these. This one has a few different cards. So, oh, no, these are the two that we didn't get to cut. So we'll have to come back to that. The nest is just an art page. The Remy page is done. This already has its cards. This page turned out to be just an art page too. Goodness sakes. That already has its cards. That, I haven't even glued the scene in there yet. Good grief, girl. Here is where this one goes. This card will go right in here. And then the end. All right, well, this is weird. I wonder where these go. Let's go backward. If we didn't miss anything, there's a spot right here where one could tuck in. But I would assume I just missed stuff. Nothing on here. This page is done, I think. That doesn't need anything. There's no place on here to tuck anything, at least not yet. Oh, here we go. These are tuck spots. So one can go in here. Well, I'm not sure how I intended this, but I think this is how I intended this. I think I'm going to trim that one because I don't like it covering Effie. Let's see if a smaller one will go. That will go. Let's see if the bigger one will go up here. Sure, it could stay that way or it can get trimmed a little bit. Anyway, that's where some more go, right in there. That is it. The cards were turned in, the rest of the ginger scraps were turned into master boards. The master boards were cut without peeking. And then the cards were put in place. Tons more stuff to do with these, but I'm going to call that a video for now. So stop back and see what's next.